All right, now here we go. That's what I'm talking about. What's poppin', people? Your boy Snacks is back in the doggone building. Y'all already know what's up. You figured it. So, as you make your way into the building, y'all know what to do. Y'all know exactly what to do. When you make your way into the building, holla at your boy. Y'all know how we do this thing. Let me know where you are at, where you watching from, where you live at, what we doing today. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody, holla at your boy. Who all in the building? Y'all know I'm still messing with stuff. Y'all see me. Y'all see me. Y'all see me. Shahid Abdul Rahman. What's up, my brother? What the business is? Y'all already know how we get down. Y'all know my phone is always going off, so we got to mute this thing today because it be going ham in the streams, in the videos. We going to shut that thing down, man. You know what I'm talking about? But y'all know what to do. Y'all know how we get down. I hope that y'all are ready to have a really good time today. Because y'all know how we get down. This is an impromptu without everybody was hitting me up where G Bush at. G Bush coming on today. G Bush is live on TV. No, G Bush is getting ready to go out to Berea because he's going to be at practice today with the he get to be at practice at the Browns practice today. So G Bush will be out there. So y'all might as well get ready. You know he gonna go live when he come back and tell everybody what the business was, what the business is. And if you are on the Book of the Face, I know y'all ain't used to me streaming. So, doggone it, welcome. We are live, large, and in charge. You figured it me? uh, uh. So, my bad, everybody. I had to check some things. I had to check some things. Have to see what's going on around here. You figured it me, but it is what it is. Uh. That is what it is. All right. Welcome to the show, everybody. What's popping? I see we got everybody struggling in here. Y'all get it cracking. Who all in here? Before we even get started, let's speak to who all in here. Shahid Abdul Rahman, my boy. Selmo Foot is always in the building. Big Mo. Miss KJ. Miss KJ is in the house. Shahid Abdul Rahman. Oh, Runner Howell is in the house. Spencer Wright, what's up, my boy? B8 is in the house. You haven't been getting notifications. Man, you better hit that bell, Saeed. What the business is? See you, aunties and grandmothers. Mo Shasky is in the building. You see Shasky? You see that? You see that? You see that profile picture? That's 12 and 9-5 right there. Platinum Rose is in the building. PA is in the house. She says she normally in the cloud support, and she had to pop out and show y'all what time it was. D-Wayne Snacks, I've been looking for your content on Cleveland practice today. They haven't practiced today yet, Dwayne. They got about another hour, and then they going to get it popping. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Crowley, what's up, man? Yarbrough Williams is in the house. Robert is always in the house. Hey, y'all don't get Robert started today because he going to pop off on one of y'all. Don't y'all act up. Don't y'all come in here with that clown activity because Robert is them trolls. Robert get at them quickly. Cleveland media is treating Shedeur like a barbarian. Yes. Cleveland media be hating, dog. Cleveland media is always hating. But it is what it is. And somebody, I had a few people said they wasn't able to do I had a few people hit me up and said, Snacks, we couldn't do super chats. We couldn't do all that other stuff to contribute. So we need you to put your Cash App up on the screen. So it is there. And my TikTok and my Blue Sky. I should have put my Facebook up there because for the first time today, your boy is streaming on Facebook like a mug. So if you can't get the super chats in and you want to shoot the Cash App, there it is. So y'all ready to get this show on the road? Y'all know how we do. Y'all know exactly how we do. Before we get this show started, we got to give a shout out to you, the viewer, for taking the time out to watch this video. And while you're here, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that post notification bell so you'll know when your boy's going live and dropping that heat. Do not forget to hit that post notification bell because like the brother just said, Snacks ain't getting no notifications. Make sure your post notification bell on. And that way you'll know when we popping off. And we're going to have a couple of special guests coming up this week and next week. I done got in my bag and finally convinced a couple of the homies to come on the show. So we ain't talking about no regular people either. So don't get it twisted. It just ain't no regular YouTuber. It just ain't no regular dude that I know. Well, I do know him, been knowing him, but it ain't like that. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we get down. So y'all know this show don't start. This party don't start till who walk in. Party does not start until who walk in. We gotta give a shout out to our wonderful ladies. See you aunties. When you see them in the chat, you see them in the comment section. Make sure you shout them out. Say what's up. Show them all the respect that they deserve because to see you aunties is in the house. Always on point. Always showing love. Always supporting. They tweet a brother out. They post a brother videos. And I don't even be knowing that somebody hit me up and say, Snack, your video all over here. It be them see you aunties. And I appreciate all of the see you aunties, the internet aunties, and the internet grannies, as we was told on the Saturday. Do not forget the internet grannies. So, hey, y'all in the house. You know I love all y'all. And to see you uncles, you know, y'all get all the love too. But y'all ready to get this show started? I know how we get down. Welcome to the lunch table. The Cleveland Browns media has been negligent at best when it comes to reporting on Shedeur Sanders and all of the talent that he has, even when it comes to him doing his community stuff. We've all seen it. We've all talked about it, and we continue to talk about it and break their necks every day. Right now, Mary Kay Cabot has been getting the business so much from the CU aunties and uncles and everywhere else that they didn't turn their comments off on their videos. You can't even go over there and comment on a Cleveland.com video no more. They don't even allow comments because people have been bashing Mary Kay upside her head for all that hate and disrespect she's been spewing towards Shedeur Sanders and all that he's done since he's got to Cleveland. It's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of awful. It's really sad, to say the least. You know, and to all those on Facebook, thank y'all for joining. What's up? You know what I'm talking about? Welcome. Damn it, welcome. It's crazy that what we do in this media space and what they do is entirely different. For people that are hands-on, that are daily reporters of this football franchise, they seem to always get it wrong when it comes to Shedeur. They don't get it wrong when it comes to Dylan Gabriel. They don't get it wrong when it comes to Kenny Pickett. They definitely don't get it wrong when it comes to Joe Flacco. But when it comes to reporting on Shedeur Sanders, there's always something slick. There's always something left out. That's why G. Bush is very, very important. And y'all know y'all can catch me and G. Bush right here breaking the huddle on Sunday. And come football season, we don't know if we're going to move that time up or back, but we're going to give y'all what y'all want, because after them first two episodes, y'all been killing the game. And we appreciate it. But they always miss the mark. When it comes to talking about the nephew, when it comes to reporting and talking about the young maestro Shedeur Sanders, they get it wrong. They miss the mark, and they miss it on purpose. They seem to always leave out those small details that matter. Just like today, for the first time in a few weeks, I'm coming back from Dallas this morning, and I decided to watch a Cleveland.com Mary Kay Cabot video. And y'all talking about the disrespect. The disrespect is real. Now, this is Mary Kay and her crew on Saturday after Shedeur put up these numbers. 8 and 11, 3 touchdowns. You know, after Shedeur put up those type of numbers, why do we get this type of reporting? I just don't understand it. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Get work with the second team in 11 on 11, and I think we've seen him make some positive progress here, especially in the last couple of days.
Absolutely, and I think that is probably the biggest question mark when we come back here on Monday. What is happening with Shedeur Sanders? Are they going to give him some more choice reps, some more quality reps, maybe see what he can do a little bit more in 11 on 11s, and lo and behold, perhaps give him a rep or two with the starters? We haven't seen that yet. So will they do that, or will they keep just bringing him along kind of slowly? Today he did a modified 7-on-7 all by himself on a field, while the other 3 were on the opposite field. So they kind of have him in a a special category of getting him up to speed as fast as they can so that he can remain a part of this competition. I'm anxious to see what Monday brings for him.
Yeah, that's still, I think the caveat here, Ashley, is for as much progress as we're seeing him make, there was still that period today where he was over by himself and the other three quarterbacks were working on another field. So there is still that separation, but I think he's got a chance to close the gap here.
Now, with that type of misinformation, look at here, Constance Walker. How come I'm not on this stream? I got you, bro. Hit me up. You know how we get down. That misinformation right there. Hold on, let's just do
Get
this
work
again.
with the second team in 11 on 11, and I think we've seen him make some positive progress here, especially in the last couple of days.
Absolutely, and I think that is probably the biggest question mark when we come back here on Monday. What is happening with Shedeur Sanders? Are they going to give him some more choice reps, some more quality reps, maybe see what he can do a little bit more in 11 on 11s, and lo and behold, perhaps give him a rep or two with the starters? We haven't seen that yet.
Now, right there, all that is factual. All that information is needed. All that is correct. When are they going to give him some reps with the ones? Because we know he balling with the twos. We know he balling with the threes. But Saturday, he only played with the twos, not the twos and threes. And some ones was mixed in there with the twos. Now, that information is correct. But we know Mary Kay Cabot, don't we?
So will they do that, or will they keep just bringing him along kind of slowly? Today he did a modified 7-on-7 all by himself on a field while the other three were on the opposite field. So
now, see, it's the will they bring him along kind of slowly part, as if he is deficient in his learning capabilities. Like his brain is pee-wee size. Like they got to treat him like he's a toddler and hold his hand while he learns the playbook. For somebody that doesn't understand the playbook, for somebody that's so far behind Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, and Joe Flacco, why is his pass percentage, his completion percentage, his touchdowns better than everybody else's? I don't want to hear we playing with the ones and the threes and the fours, and they playing with the ones. Football is football. We all playing out the same playbook. All the plays are the same. Nobody is a set play for Shedeur here and a set play for Joe Flacco or Dylan Gabriel over here. Everybody's using the same plays. But if he is so deficient in his learning capabilities, why is he not behind everybody else and everything else? He's not behind in freaking interceptions. They got more than him. He completes more passes than they do. So who behind? Who is behind? If they got different playbooks, Dylan Gabriel, Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, all of them need to use the Shedeur, the playbook Shedeur Sanders used. Because he seemed to do better than them. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to finish letting Mary cook.
They kind of have him in a special category of getting him up to speed as fast as they can so that he can remain a part of this competition. I'm anxious to see what Monday brings for him.
Now, see how you just call that man stupid? They got him in a special category just for him. Everybody else over there. But we got him in a special category because he don't know no better. He's slow learning. You see, that's how they got to get you. That's why she turned them comments off on all them videos. Because Mary Kay, in her group of cronies trying to make it seem like Shedeur Sanders is slow. He's an idiot. He doesn't learn as fast as everyone else. He ain't that smart. But see, when you play with little baby Jesus' son, children, it don't always turn out good. And see, everything that she's been reporting, people like the CU aunties, myself, G. Bush, and a bunch of other people, we always turn around and tell them how wrong they are. If it wasn't for G. Bush, this doggone stat tracker wouldn't exist. And know what led ESPN this morning? On Get Up, the first story broadcasted was Shedeur Sanders and that doggone stat tracker. So I'm listening to T. Rizzo on ESPN Cleveland this morning, and he thanking Tony Grossi, which is true. It's Tony Grossi and him that put it together. But G. Bush made you do it. Because he was calling you out on all that bull crap that you've been saying, trying to make Shedeur look like a freaking idiot and like he throwing bum passes. They've been doing this since Shedeur arrived in Cleveland. And it ain't getting no better. But let's let Mary Kay finish cooking.
Yeah, that's still, I think the caveat here, Ashley, is for as much progress as we're seeing him make, there was still that period today where he was over by himself and the other three quarterbacks were working on another field. So there is still that separation, but I think he's got a chance to close the gap here.
Yeah. He was over there by himself. He wasn't sharing reps. What people don't understand is when he over there by himself, he don't have to split with nobody. You three got 10 reps, 12 reps. Y'all gonna get 4 reps apiece. But if I'm over here by myself with me some receivers, I'm gonna get 20, 30 reps while y'all are splitting them 12. It is a shame that we keep going through this every other day. And today, watch, after practice is done, she will come up with some more excuses, just as Tony Grossi does every time. But we're going to take a break right here and switch the subject up, because I should have started the show off this way and give a big shout out, a big salute to my guy, Deion, Coach Prime Sanders, for fighting, surviving, and removing and becoming cancer-free. Now, Deion's been sick since about April. And I knew it because I got a partner that's up that way. But Deion never said anything to the public about what was happening. I didn't know what he had. I didn't know what was actually going on. But I knew that he was sick. You know, and my partner had told me that. But what Deion has done for his sons to go through something so traumatic, and listening to that press conference yesterday, boy, you talking about a grown man, you talking about sacrifice, you talking about doing what's right by your kids. If you are not a father, you don't understand what Deion did. I mean, seriously understand what Deion did to remove all doubt for his sons to continue their career and not worry about him. put the focus purely on them. I'm good. I'm just having some problems in my legs, with these blood clots and stuff like that. We gonna work on it. We gonna get it done. And to come out and find out that this man has cancer in his bladder and had his bladder completely removed and went through that recovery with Bucky by his side day after day, that takes something. And when Bucky released that film on Friday with Dion saying the scariest thing to me was I had to write a will. Hey, that hit you right in the feels. If you didn't feel for Dion at that point, you have no feelings. If you can watch this and don't feel some kind of way,
mentally, emotionally. Last night was tough. Yesterday was tough. Because I had to make a will. That's not easy at all. To think that you may not be here. But you want to make sure everybody's.
if you can watch that and not be in your feels, I don't know how you do it. Because I saw that and I was like, write a will. Now that's tough. That mean we might not come back. That means I might not get to see my children again. Mind you, his boys are continuing on their NFL careers. They don't know. That's the beginning of summer. That's after the draft. And he just let them continue on. They knew he was sick, but they didn't know what it was. Hey, you got to feel some type of way. But Prime also, as he always does, you got to shout out the Most High. You got to tell the people your story. You got to give them that testimony. You got to have church in a press conference. You got to tell them how good God is.
I couldn't, but slowly but surely I built myself back up to where I'm able, I'm strong, I'm ready. I'm still probably about 12 pounds down. I'm gonna get that right. I'm gonna fill these overalls up like no other. But it has been a tremendous journey, and I'm truly thankful that God is so good. God is so good. You have no idea. You have no idea how good God has been for me to be here. You have no idea. Thank you. Thank you both for everything.
Hey, he ain't lied. When not one lie told. To go through something like that and have your bladder removed and build you another one. He had three choices. A little chemo, a lot of chemo, or just snatch the whole thing out. Prime say, hey, we don't take no shorts and no losses. We ain't gonna try to get it. We gonna go get it. We aggressive with this thing. Just get it all out. But everybody all weekend, the reports were Prime gonna retire. Prime gonna quit. His children gone. He ain't coming back. He been sick. This just an excuse for Coach Prime to leave Colorado now that Shedeur, Shiloh, and Travis gone. We knew he wasn't gonna last. We knew he was gonna leave soon as they left. Come on, dog. Y'all don't know Coach Prime yet. That man don't quit. He don't lie to you either. That's what I keep telling people. The man is 100 all the way. But we got one more because he just wanted y'all to know, whatever you do, stop playing and go get checked out.
Checked out, because it could have been a whole another gathering if I had. I'm thankful. It's been a tremendous journey. It's been tough. I think I dropped 25 pounds. I was like a Atlanta Falcon Prime at one point, and just dealing with the catheter, dealing with all the stuff that I had to deal with. And right now I'm still dealing with going to the bathroom. Like, it's a whole life change. Like, I can't, and I'm gonna be transparent, I can't pee like I used to pee. It's totally different. And she not only is a blessing, but she provided other persons that have gone through what I've gone through so that I could talk to them and get some solace and understand like what I'm facing, not just from a doctor, but from another individual. And the half that hadn't been told, like, it's a totally different life. I mean, thank God. I depend on depend.
Prime say he depend on depend. And if you don't think that depend contract is already on deck, if you don't come next month when football season starts, if you don't see them depends commercials with Coach Prime front and center, you crazy. Coach Prime gonna be popping. You really do. Yes, Coach Prime is definitely in the house, and I am so happy, so glad that all that is done and over with. He is 100% cancer-free and slowly recovering. It's going to be a while. But you know where he going to be at come football season? On the sideline. Glistening, chain shining, whistle gleaming, cowboy hat on, talking that yang. That's where he going to be at. Now, back to the message at hand with this young nephew, Shedeur Sanders. We know we got prime haters. We got plenty of haters of Shedeur Sanders, right? We got plenty of people in the media skeptical of what Shedeur Sanders is. We got people who don't know that Shedeur Sanders is a true baller. Because why? Me and G. Bush talked about it Sunday. They ain't never seen him play. Them people in Cleveland didn't watch Colorado games. They watched Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, IU, Notre Dame. That's what they watch. They don't watch Colorado. They wasn't up at 2:30 in the morning watching the Colorado State game. They wasn't up at midnight watching Colorado slam dunk people. They wasn't doing that. They watched the Ohio State game, then they watching the Alabama game, and they turning their TV off. Because that's all they care about. But us, we watched it all. We watched Shedeur throw that deep pass against Baylor. We watched Shedeur make that almost come back against Kansas State with 4 hurt receivers. We watched all of that. But we already know where there's Shedeur Sanders, there is a hater somewhere. All day, every day. Tony Grossi, ladies and gentlemen, is the biggest hater of them all. I don't know why this man doesn't like Shedeur. I don't know why he won't give him his props. But when he tries to compliment Shedeur, it's also followed by a compliment for Dylan Gabriel. He can't give one without the other. But when he talks about Dylan Gabriel, he never mentions Shedeur. But if he's talking about Shedeur, he got to mention Dylan Gabriel. It's like he doesn't have a choice. It's like he refuses to say anything about Shedeur Sanders without mentioning Dylan Gabriel. Tony Grossi is bad for business, is all I'm saying. Completely a true hater. But he was on ESPN Cleveland with Tony Rizzo this morning. And as you know, he tried it. Y'all know he tried it. Y'all know he tried it. He just had to do it. He couldn't help himself. Once they brought up Shedeur Sanders, oh, Dylan Gabriel. Where is Tony Grossi?
I think he is going to be the backup at the start of the season, and I think he's earning their trust. I think he throws the ball excellent. He releases it well. It's a tight spiral. He sees the field quickly. He is really, really good at play faking, an essential part of this offense. And he can move around, and he's got a better arm than you would think a guy 5'10.5" would have. I can see why the Browns picked him ahead of Shedeur, okay? When you take into account his college career, which was much more productive than Shedeur's, he beats him every step of the way, okay?
But we don't play college football in the pros, and we don't play without pads on and tackling. So until I see live game action, I'm going to reserve I think my guy can play. I've said it a million times.
Yeah,
I want to see if Gabriel can play like that too. That's all. I just want to.
Well,
all
turn,
this
turn
doesn't.
on the Ohio State game and see if he can play.
Tony, they're not playing Ohio State. They're playing the Bengals in Week 1.
Yeah, they're not playing Baylor either or Colorado State.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean,
You're
yeah,
basing your opinion
again,
on
there's
what
a big
Shedeur did
difference.
at Colorado, where he's 13-11 as a starter, and he went to the Alamo Bowl.
There were a
right.
lot of great college players, Tony. Doesn't mean they're going to play well in the pros. We'll have to wait and
But
see.
you think Shedeur's going to play well in the pro?
And I don't know. I don't know if he
No,
is.
no,
I think he is.
no.
I
You
think
said
he
you
is.
know he will. You said you know
I
he will.
kind of do know
when
he
gets his
will, but
opportunity.
yeah, I've been wrong
Okay.
once or twice in my 40-year career.
Well-
Tony Grossi is a hater. I told you he cannot talk about Shedeur without mentioning Dylan Gabriel. But Dylan Gabriel had such a great college career, so much better than Shedeur. Dylan Gabriel played 6 years. Played 14 more games than Shedeur Sanders. Threw for a little bit over 4,000 more yards than Shedeur Sanders. That's one season, 4,000 yards. He had about 21 more touchdowns than Shedeur Sanders. That ain't even a half a season. Rushing touchdowns, he had 33. That's just about 2 years' worth. That completion percentage. Now there we go. That completion percentage over a full career. Shedeur has 70.1, while little Dylan Gabriel is over there at 65.2. And Dylan Gabriel has thrown 32 interceptions to Shedeur, 27 interceptions. So I don't see Dylan Gabriel having that much better of a college career than Shedeur Sanders. Where it at? Because for somebody who played 2 more seasons than Shedeur, only has 1 season worth of passing yards that's better that he's ahead of Shedeur Sanders? Where's the extra season? Because if Shedeur would have stayed and played with the O-line that Colorado has now, he might throw for 6,000, which is ridiculous. But the Cleveland media, they continue to move the goalposts left and right, right and left. And it's horrible. And T. Rizzo is getting sick of it. I'm sick of it. Why they keep doing this? But y'all know how we've been having that debate about Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski about who drafted Shedeur, who put in the order. And we were all saying it's Jimmy Haslam that put in that order. We all know that Jimmy Haslam said, yep, we took that flyer on Deshaun Watson and we over that now. That's a done deal. That was a mistake. But Jimmy Haslam also, they had a press conference today for the Cleveland Browns. Of course, if you don't know, Jimmy Haslam and his wife are the owners of the Cleveland Browns franchise. And Jimmy Haslam cleared it up. Who gave the order to draft Shedeur?
If you just told me, let's say we picked him on Saturday, right? Friday night driving home, y'all are going to pick Shedeur, I would say that's not happening. But we had a conversation early that morning, and then we had a conversation later that day. I think we had the right people involved in the conversation. At the end of the day, that's Andrew Berry's call. Andrew made the call to pick Shedeur. Just like who's going to start or what play we're going to call is Kevin's call. But that's Andrew's call. He made the call.
I haven't checked the super chats. I'll get to them in a minute if there are any. But Jimmy Haslam confirmed that, hey, that wasn't my order. But I think Jimmy Haslam is just trying to take one for the team right here. We all know Andrew Berry didn't draft Shedeur. Andrew Berry didn't want Shedeur. Andrew Berry did everything they could to go away from Shedeur. That's all Jimmy Haslam's pick. They had too much time and resources invested in Shedeur just to let him go free. Wasn't going to happen. They got him at bargain basement prices at a truly great discount. But once Shedeur makes this team and becomes the starting quarterback for the next 4 years, come year 3, they're going to have to back up about 18 Brinks trucks to pay Shedeur to stay in Cleveland. And he going to make them pay because he knows what happened. He's assured of it. Cleveland visited Shedeur too many times in Colorado with the amount of staff that they brought with them, not to say that they were going to select Shedeur Sanders. They blew the draft, and we're not going to continue to reflect on that. But they blew the draft because they should have selected Travis Hunter at 2 and came back at 19 and got Shedeur. Miami did it. Tennessee did it. Drafted Cam at 1 and came back and got Restrepo, his number 1 receiver from Miami. And Cleveland has come into this draft already looking at next year's draft class, hoping Arch Manning is going to come out of school, but we all know Manning has never exited college early. They got all 4 years. So why would you even worry about Manning? Drew Aller and all the rest of those quarterbacks, nobody knows. You're not knowing if they're going to be healthy, if they're even going to finish the season, or if they're going to regress this season. So why would your focus be on next year's draft? We all know that Cleveland fumbled the bag and didn't pick up the right people in this draft. Yeah, you drafted two running backs. Now one of your running backs going to be suspended for more than half the year. But you can't predict that. But you drafted no offensive linemen. You drafted no receivers. You drafted nothing to bolster your team for the future. Cleveland is stuck in its losing ways. They're too busy focused on we need our quarterback now instead of building a team. Yeah, you got a good defense, but your offense can't score. You can't move the ball. But we all know one player that can move the ball, that know how to drop bombs, that know how to put the ball in the breadbasket. But you treat him like a fifth-round pick, knowing that he is not a regular fifth-round pick. You want him to work his way back up from a fifth-round pick. You want him to earn it. And every day he goes out and shows you that he is the best quarterback that you have in your quarterback room. Joe Flacco ain't throwing these passes. Dylan Gabriel ain't throwing these passes. Kenny Pickett damn sure ain't throwing these passes. We already know old little hands ain't finna do much of nothing. We don't even know why we still got Kenny Pickett. And right there, they should have beat that. Your lineman was supposed to slaughterhouse that defensive tackle right there. When he hit Shedeur like that, the whole offensive line was supposed to be on his head. Because you're supposed to protect your quarterback at all times, no matter what. But Cleveland knows what they have. But the problem is Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski don't want to look like jackasses because they drafted Dylan Gabriel in front of Shedeur Sanders, knowing that Shedeur Sanders is the better quarterback. And and Cleveland fans and the media all have been asking that question since the draft. You drafted Dylan Gabriel. Why? You drafted Shedeur Sanders after you drafted Dylan Gabriel. Why? What are you thinking? But your offensive line is old. You got at least 3 players on that offensive line that are going to be gone or retired next season. You got a player retire right here from camp. What are we doing that you're not building for the future? I'm going to get to y'all super chats in a minute. Why are we not building for the future? Why are we not doing what's necessary to make it pop? For when, oh my. Why are we not doing what's necessary to make it happen when you got one of the best quarterbacks in the draft? Without question, every pundit, every scout, Shedeur Sanders is the most NFL ready quarterback in this draft. But yet and still, you drafted him in the 5th round. T. Rizzo.
What Kevin Stefanski's base offense is. I think the kid's perfect for it. Maybe the Browns do too. Maybe they're just bringing him along slowly. Why? I don't know. You'd have to ask them. All I know is every time I see the kid against whoever he's against, he looks good. How did he look yesterday, Aaron? Oh, I'm sorry, he went 9 for 9.
Well, the other thing that is really hard to even describe, Riz, is there are certain players when they step onto the court of the field, there's just a certain energy about them. And Shedeur has that. Like every time he gets under center, everyone's attention shifts. Everybody's energy level goes up.
Yes, it does. But why? We know why. Because we know what we got. They ain't crazy. They're not stupid. This is what the fans want. But what you are fixing to get from your fan base is a revolt, is a clear uprising. It will be a clear uprising, not just from us, but the national media is about to get a hold of this story. It was already, I told y'all, Shedeur led, what is it, Get Up this morning? He led First Take, him and Coach Prime. They will be the story on every national media outlet. Remember I told you after Shedeur was drafted that the screens for Shedeur are very low right now. But as training camp and practice comes along, those screens for Shedeur are going to get louder and louder and louder because he is a good quarterback. Because when the lights come on, that's when Shedeur Sanders is at his best. You can see it. Because if you watch the Colorado games, when it was too big for everybody else, it wasn't too big for him. That's where he thrives. And I don't understand why people keep trying to make you think that he is behind Dylan Gabriel, Kenny Pickett, and Joe Flacco. It's not possible. It's inconceivable when I am putting up numbers like this, 9 for 9, and Dylan Gabriel goes 8 for 12, Joe Flacco goes 6 for 9 yesterday. But he behind everybody. But every practice, after these numbers are reported, Shedeur Sanders is better than everybody else. And you still trying to look me in my face and tell me it's raining when the sun is blinding me right now. That's just you talking and spitting all over the doggone place. Sound like Sylvester. Just all over the doggone place. But Mary Kay and Tony Grossi keep trying to tell you don't believe what your eyes tell you. There's no way. You saw Shedeur throw that great of a pass. But he a 5th round pick who in the middle got 2 jerseys front and center of your merchandise booth at your camp. But we can't get no reps with the ones. We ain't proven ourselves yet. But I told you, if they give him reps with the ones and the world sees it, they can't take it back. Because we done seen him show out with the 3s. We seen him show out with the 2s. Remember when we first started this in OTA, in rookie minicamp, when his completions were great, better than Dylan Gabriel. Then we got the OTAs, and his completion percentage was better than everybody else, but he's with the 3s. Then we got the mandatory OTA, mandatory minicamp, and he was with the 2s. And his percentage and his completions and his touchdowns was still better than everybody else. Now here we are in training camp. We open up the training camp with a bad day. But I told y'all that very same day, it's a work in progress. That's just one day. We just getting started. And the next day, numbers got better. Day after that, numbers got better. Day after that, numbers got better. His numbers have improved each day of camp. but he don't deserve no reps with the ones? No. Yes, he do. They just don't want you to see it. They can't let you see him go bananas with the first team. Because after that, the fans ain't going to want Joe Flacco no more. I don't know what the hell just happened right now. I really don't. My screen just went black as hell for some reason. But it is what it is. But like I said, after that, Joe Flacco ain't gonna matter. Once they see him with the ones, once they see Shedeur completing those passes to Jerry Jeudy, they ain't gonna want to see Joe Flacco no more. Once they see that young brother throwing them corner routes, they not gonna care about Joe Flacco or Kenny Pickett or Dylan Gabriel. All they gonna want to know is when you putting 12 in, because that's what we need right there. It's bananas. We finna get to y'all questions and super chats. Well, hell, look like we ain't got but one super chat. That'll be quick. That won't be no problem. But I don't. They keep trying to tell us that we're wrong. They keep trying to tell us that we're stupid. But I keep trying to tell you that the national media is going to take this story and run with it. Remember when, before we started training camp in OTAs, that the narrative was Shedeur had a bigger learning curve than Dylan Gabriel.
The Browns' handling of Shedeur till now, is that impacted by their desire to tamp down the noise around Shedeur?
No, I think it's because he had a bigger learning curve than Dylan Gabriel. That's the reality of it. You know, I mean, Dylan Gabriel started how many games in college? Dylan Gabriel crushed his pre-draft process. Like, now that doesn't mean there wasn't stuff for him to learn along the way. But I mean, I wrote this back in March and April that there were teams that were like sort of stunned by how little Shedeur knew, you know, relative to what they thought, him being the son of Dion and having played for Pat Shurmur in college, you know, like, so I think Shedeur, and maybe this isn't any fault of his own, but I think Shedeur had a lot more ground to cover than Dylan Gabriel did. And so because of that, like, it's harder to put him out there with the first team, you know. Again, like, you have to be able to answer to your players in these sorts of things. That's the way I look at it, at least. And, you know, I think, you know, just as far as being in a position to tell your players why you're doing something, if Shedeur's behind, it's harder to give him first team reps. Can you earn those going forward? Sure. But I think the reality is he was pretty far behind to begin with.
That was the narrative at the beginning. Now,
I'm just trying to make sure I've got Ken Carman right here.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
I'm just trying to get the opinion out of Ken Carman on whether or not the Shedeur mania is A, going to happen, and B, whether it serves them well or hurts them.
I don't know if it's going to happen. I said I could see it. Did I or did I not? Owen said I could see a scenario where at the end of the week, you have national media in town, and they see Shedeur throw any bit like he did last week, and they go, well, this is, what are you guys doing wasting your time with all these other guys?
I stopped listening once your face got so red.
Well, because he's putting words in my mouth already.
No, you did say this might not pay off until next week, until next Monday.
Yes.
Believe me, I've got it right here. I'm ready. I'm marked and ready to go. It might not pay off till next Monday once everybody rolls through.
Do you really not believe that the writers and the pundits and people who come to town this week,
I think the grifters, are going to make an argument always, because I've seen it already.
What if Baldy comes to town and says it? What if Baldy, right. Make a media list of the people you'll listen to
I think
say that he should be the starter and see whether or not it's legitimate.
So like Jeremy Fowler, right? He's not a big opinion giver. He's just a reporter. But if Jeremy Fowler comes into town and does all his hits on SportsCenter and then goes on and helps out the First Take crew or whatever, I don't even know who's in position anymore. There's been so much of a shakeup on all the networks. But if Jeremy Fowler comes in and says, I talked to the Browns this week, I talked to some players in that locker room, and they want Shedeur to be given a legitimate shot. Okay, that changes it. I'm not really hearing much of that right now. I'm hearing Shedeur on one of the worst teams in football is fourth string and made some nice throws the other day. That's all I'm really against 3s and 4s. That's all I've really seen so far. So it has been a far cry from Mike Greenberg a month ago saying Shedeur Sanders in Cleveland's the biggest story of the offseason.
Call Mike Greenberg
it has been so far from it. Hasn't even been, guys, it hasn't even been one of the biggest stories in Browns camp. He's been 4 straight.
See what I'm saying? And then on Rich Eisen. On Rich Eisen. Oh my God. Albert Breer, who is an Ohio native and covers Cleveland and Cincinnati. Y'all tell me.
Quarterback room right now, Albert.
I mean, it sounds like it's still relatively wide open. And part of that is they haven't really gotten a great look at Joe Flacco yet. And that's because essentially, and I think I've used this term with you before, he essentially got a first-round bye through the beginning of the competition. They felt like they knew what he could do, and they had a good idea of what he would look like within the offense. And so rather than wasting the reps in the spring, they used the reps they would give him to get a look at Kenny Pickett and Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel. And so now they're going to another phase of the competition. They've been doing 2-spot drills until now, which means they've got 2 practice fields going at once to try to get the best look they can at the quarterbacks. Now they're going into this phase where it's going to normalize a little bit because they're in pads. They can't do that quite as much because it'd be too much on the other players. I'd say as of right now, Kenny Pickett's going to be out for about a week with the hamstring injury. Flacco's doing well. I think those 2 are ahead. I think Dylan Gabriel is probably closer to those 2, and Shedeur still has a ways to go. But I think based on his starting point, Shedeur's actually made a lot of progress. He was just pretty far behind when he first showed up here.
Wow, how so? What's the details on being far behind?
It's the stuff you heard before the draft, Rich. And look, like I know people didn't like hearing it in March and April, but it was true. Like that there were a lot of teams that were surprised how far behind he was just from a football know-how standpoint, and that he had a long way to go in that department. And that held true when the Browns got him here. Not all his fault. Like different college offenses are run different ways, and what they were doing at Colorado evidently didn't translate to what Cleveland's doing. So he had the steepest learning curve by far of the 4 quarterbacks. Obviously Pickett and Flacco are rookies. And then Gabriel, it was a 6-year college guy that started games at 3 different schools.
Now, with that narrative, it's the same bullcrap. Why are we still trying to tell this lie that he is unprepared? He has a big gaping hole to learn from that is in front of him that he has to wiggle his way out of. I will ask you again, if he is so far behind, why is he so much better in practice than everybody else? Because we all playing out the same playbook. But they keep wanting to make you believe that. But let's get back to this bull crap.
So I think it would be to be expected that he would be behind the other 3 anyway. But, as I think me and a lot of other people had heard before the draft, he he did have a ways to go in assimilating to the pros as a quarterback in general.
But as we're sitting here on the final Monday of July, sounds like it's still an open competition that anybody can win. Literally, anybody can win.
I think it's funny. Somebody said to me earlier today, they're being evaluated on everything, and they're trying to use every little bit of information they can get. And it's not just how they play in the field. It's how the teammates react to them. It's how they are in the meeting rooms. And so absolutely everything's being evaluated now. They've gotten a lot of reps for the quarterbacks in the spring that they have to go on. So I think ideally what they would like to do is they've got joint practices the next 2 weeks. I think it's the Panthers next week and then the Eagles after that. And so I think after those two sets of joint practices, they'd like to have a decision. They could certainly narrow it down. It does feel to me like it is to some degree weighted at this point, where Flacco and Pickett were in the thick of it. Gabriel was getting sparingly getting some first team reps and Shedeur wasn't working with the first team at all. I don't know if that'll change, with Pickett out. My anticipation is most of the first team work will go today to Flacco and Gabriel. And again, we'll see what happens over the next 3 weeks, but my guess would be one of the veterans winds up starting the opener.
Catch the Rich Eisen.
I doubt it. I doubt if one of the veterans start the season, because the way Shedeur is going to play in those open practices, in those team practices when they go to Carolina, when Philadelphia comes to Ohio, he's going to snatch that job out from under everybody. Now, if Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski don't want him to have it, the only way they don't give it to him is they don't play him in the preseason. Because come preseason, once he's on TV, and these games will be televised, because if you play Shedeur Sanders, it's free money because everybody's watching. You play Shedeur Sanders in the preseason, you might as well give him the job, because you're not going to show him with the ones in practice, because that's going to make it worse. But once everybody in the country sees how much better he is than Dylan Gabriel and Joe Flacco, it's game over. Louis Riddick.
It's not ridiculous as long as they are able to. And I heard Dan Graziano talking about this morning earlier on ESPN radio. Yeah, I listen to it when I'm in my car in the morning. It's all as long as they can get him enough reps. And it sounds like Kevin Stefanski is aware of the fact that in order to create a real quarterback competition, he has to kind of change some things in terms of the way he divvies out reps during the preseason and during the offseason. If he can compete with Dylan Gabriel, if he can compete with Joe Flacco, he can compete with Kenny Pickett, there's a very good chance that if this is an organic competition with the level playing field, he could be your starter week one. No question about it.
He could be your starting quarterback week one. No question about it. That's Louis Riddick. That's somebody who's seen Shedeur play in college. That's somebody who's called Shedeur's games in college. That's somebody who's watched him work and watched him grow as a player. But they talked about all the things Shedeur wasn't able to, all the bad things that Shedeur did in college. The not staying in the pocket, the drifting from side to side, when he's going to passes. Now, all of that is gone. Now, all of that is gone. Now, Shedeur is stepping up in the pocket and throwing the ball. And you know what? They got a problem with it. That he's doing things like this. That he's completing 9 out of 9 passes in practice, where he's getting the ball out of his hands fast enough. But if you don't know the playbook, you can't do this right here. Step up in the pocket, sling that thing, and throw a touchdown. If you don't know the playbook, you don't know that receiver back there. But they keep saying he's behind. He don't know the playbook. He need to catch up. But yet and still on the field, we see no mistakes. You see him not throwing to the right place. You don't see him not reading the play correctly. You don't see him not hitting the open receiver because he knows the playbook. That crap that you keep spitting won't get you this play. He can't run the plays if he don't know the playbook. He don't know where he's going with the ball if he don't know the playbook. So why do we keep using that narrative? I'm finna get to y'all comments and we gonna answer some questions and then get out of here. Because I wasn't supposed to be on here this long. But just like that touchdown right there. Just like that touchdown right there. How we know that man right there? If we don't know the playbook, if we don't know the terminology, the shift, you see that? He see him. He know where he going. He know he got him beat because that doggone linebacker is wide open. His body is open. His hips are closed because he ain't turned to catch the tight end. That's why he beat right there. Got him. Wide open all by himself. Let's go. He don't know that if he don't know the playbook. But we keep running with that narrative. They need to stop because they're killing me. You're killing me, Petey. Let's get to these super chats and to these questions real quick and we can get up out of here. Servant of the Most High. Now that's a name that I like to hear right there. Keep up the good work, my brother, with the children of Yahweh. We are blessed with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So we rock with you. Next, and we rock with 12. I appreciate that, servant of the Most High. Ain't no doubt. Ain't no freaking doubt. Patricia in the chat, I see. Child in the chat. Patricia, now they want Shedeur to teach Dylan after practice. I know, right? They already posted that Shedeur was at practice today 40 minutes early. He just out there warming up. But we ain't seen Dylan Gabriel out there at practice early. I don't see nobody posting pictures and video of Dylan Gabriel early, staying late, warming up. You know what I'm saying? Practice has started right now in Berea. And they just got Shedeur dropping them off. Already. I mean, we just gonna show y'all one that we just dropping off. You know, let's get to these ain't no more super chats. Let's get to these chats. Let's see what we got. Look at there. Look who done entered my chat. What's up, Shakira? Valerie Robinson and Patricia Dillon knows what's up. Selmo! The media gonna show up every day. They can keep that noise. When Shedeur shows up on the daily, that speaks for itself and his performance in the land. Man, they doing all they can to shut Shedeur down. Ain't nothing they can do, dog. There she go. Dylan is unbothered. He knows what's up. What's going on with my boy Shedeur now? What BS is they trying to start? You know they stay with the BS, Shakir. I don't even know what it is. Robert, appreciate all you do, Big Snacks. No doubt, Rob. You know how we do, Robert. We stay down and do all the things all the time. Y'all wait till y'all see. My boys gonna come on with us sometime this week. They traveling right now, but you know, we gonna make it possible. Selmo Fudd definitely just for the click. Yes, they doing it just for the clicks. Valerie Robinson, Shedeur's so good-hearted, he is not going to say a thing to Dylan. We know Dylan will never get to Shedeur's status. Ain't no doubt. It is what it is. That is Jay. Not speaking to what you said, but speaking that way of spraying perfume on crap. Oh, I ain't gonna even say it. Watchmen, they aren't going to stop the foolishness. They are just gonna continue the foolishness from the draft. Yeah, it ain't gonna stop, man. We already know what it is. They are trying to figure out a way to get Dylan to start because that is their third round pick. That is Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry's boy. That's their man, 100 grand. You know what I'm saying? And if Shedeur starts before Dylan, they look like idiots. And that's what they're trying to avoid, looking like idiots. I don't know why you just don't bite that bullet. You think when what's his face over in San Francisco started Mr. Irrelevant, you think he was worried about all that other crap? He knew that he had a quarterback that was better than the quarterback he drafted in the first round, Jordan Love. And Jordan Love ain't working out. But Brock Purdy over here, Mr. Irrelevant, I think he better than him. So he finna get this work. Now Brock Purdy eating good. He took him to a Super Bowl. All that. Cleveland is not building their team. They looking for a quarterback. Just like I told y'all Sunday when we was with G. Cleveland used to want Peyton Manning and Tom Brady as their quarterback. They wanted those types of quarterbacks. Now they want Lamar Jackson. But you got the quarterback that you want, a pocket quarterback, not a running mobile, super extra mobile quarterback. Shedeur can get out the pocket and do the things that he needs to do. But he ain't Lamar Jackson. But he accurate as hell. Did I show you that video where that man said, where's Mary Kay's video? Where this boy said that, hold on. I ain't even show y'all that. Y'all, watch this.
That is how different it is with all three guys, right? Joe has the big arm. Dylan Gabriel's kind of the efficiency guy, accuracy guy. And Shedeur Sanders, I mean, let's be honest, still figuring some things out, but he stands out as how different it is with all three guys, right? Joe has the big arm. Dylan Gabriel's kind of the efficiency guy, accuracy guy. And Shedeur Sanders, I mean, let's be honest, still figuring some things out, but he will.
Dylan Gabriel is the efficiency guy and the accuracy guy. Roger say not Jordan Love, Trey Lance. Yeah, that's right. My bad. My mistake. Jordan Love is Green Bay. My bad. This man, did y'all not hear what this man said? Listen. It's what these people are trying to tell us.
Stands out as how different it is with all three guys, right? Joe has the big arm. Dylan Gabriel's kind of the efficiency guy, accuracy guy. And Shedeur Sanders, I mean, let's be honest, still figuring some things out, but he will have moments. I mean, again, today you can make the case that maybe two of the better throws, and the caveat here is always who is he going against, who is he with. Two of the better throws today were from Shedeur. I just think today.
And that was yesterday. This is their video from yesterday. Shedeur Sanders, they trying to tell you that Dylan Gabriel is the accuracy guy, is the guy that's more consistent than Shedeur Sanders. They literally said that. How can you tell this lie when we see it, when we see the stats? How can you continue to tell these lies? He is the efficiency guy. He is the accuracy guy. Really? Really? He's more accurate than Shedeur. Really? Tell me how. Don't add up. But this is what I'm telling you. These are the lies that they are spewing in our face like it's okay.
That is how different it is with all three guys, right? Joe has the big arm. Dylan Gabriel's kind of the efficiency guy, accuracy guy. And Shedeur Sanders, I mean, let's be honest, still figuring some things out, but he will have moments. I mean, again, today you can make the case that maybe two of the better throws, and the caveat here is always who is he going against, who is he with. Two of the better throws today were from Shedeur. I just think today, Ashley, I feel better about the quarterbacks than I have over the first 4 days.
Yeah.
I ain't telling you no lie. That's what they telling you. Joe Flacco got the big arm. Dylan Gabriel is the efficiency guy and the accuracy guy. How? Where? When? Who told you to tell this lie? This is why they got them comments turned off in these videos. Because they don't want to get ate up. Lady PC is in the freaking building. My. What's up, lady? This is what I'm telling y'all. I keep trying to tell y'all this crap, man. I keep giving y'all this game, and y'all don't understand what these people are trying to do to this man. See, but they feeding it to them other people. And then got them other people thinking that Dylan Gabriel is better than Shedeur. Trying to make people think that Shedeur has no clue to what he's doing. He's so far behind. That's why they put him over there on the other field. But these numbers don't say that. The numbers don't say that he's far behind. The numbers from yesterday say, damn it, y'all need to catch up. The numbers from yesterday say you need to catch up. The numbers from yesterday say Flacco went 6 for 9 with 0 touchdowns. Shedeur Sanders went 9 for 9. Absolutely perfect with 2 touchdowns. Dylan Gabriel went 8 of 12. And they said he looked bad. Had fumbled a couple of snaps. Throwing bad balls over people's head. But you calling Dylan Gabriel the most accurate quarterback? The most efficient quarterback? Really? This what we doing? We just blatantly lying on people like we don't see this. Come on, dog. Y'all tripping. Why are we even acting this way? We need to stop. You can't. PC Day 6 pads. Shedeur out here dropping dimes already in practice. I mean, he just already out there. They already got him. They already got him dropping dimes. again, just out there just throwing them all. But Dylan Gabriel is the better quarterback, is what they want you to believe. It's not possible. It ain't going to happen. They're a bunch of liars. All right, let's get this out. Coach said a backup quarterback has to be ready if they get reps or not. Honestly, I think they're scared to put him with the first team for reps because they know that he will outshine both Flacco and Gabriel, and they wouldn't have answers for that. Mariana, what I tell you, once they see it, once they put it out there and we see it, they can't take it back. That's exactly why he hasn't had reps with the ones. He's had reps with the ones, but they have been in private. They have been in private. They haven't been where the media can see it. The coach said a backup quarterback has to be ready if they get reps or not. Robert needs to be a way to boot them out of some time. Yeah. It's called controlled journalism, guys. SJM is in the building. Miss Anyway, what's up? I need a media person to ask management why they don't trade him or cut him since he's so behind. That man is not behind. That man is ahead of everybody. That man is far better than the quarterbacks they have on staff now. They knew because everybody told them. When you draft Shedeur Sanders, you will draft the most pro-ready quarterback coming out of the college football ranks this season. Look, if you can discharge from the military for raise bumps, then you know they're going to do 12. Come on, dog. You got to file for that paperwork, and then they won't bother you raise the bumps. They'll let you get that beard, dog. Roger Johnson, they know, but they think we don't know, but we see. Lady PC, coach alluded to some of those TDs might have been sacks because they weren't able to hit the quarterback. Man, Miss Anyway, Shedeur just bought a house there. Yeah. Enemy of the state. I don't even know what that means. But anyway, y'all know what it is. We've been on here for almost an hour and a half. Ooh, y'all be showing up and showing out. That's what I'm talking about. My people. And those of you on Facebook, I ain't gonna even say nothing. I know y'all watching. I can see the numbers. My numbers show. My numbers show whether you click all the way in the live stream or not. So I see you. You ain't got to join in, but I know you there. Appreciate everybody for coming out. Nino Brown ain't got nothing on the Cleveland Browns. B from Ohio. B, where you been, dog? You late. We finna shut it down. You always show up late, though. You know, but we'll be back. We'll be back. I don't know. B always show up late. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what B be doing. He be on that other stuff. You know. Oh, you working, B? Bet. Let's see what enemy of the state talking about, dog. I don't think he had any first time reps. He was asked how he felt not getting any first team reps. And he told y'all that ain't my time. That ain't my question to answer, which is not his question to answer. And that was Tony Grossi who asked that question. Tony Grossi is an idiot. And he a hater. But anyway, man, we gonna get out of here. Y'all know what to do. Y'all know exactly what to do. Y'all know how to do it. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and do not forget to turn the post notification bell on. Don't forget to holler at the CU aunties when you see them out in them internet streets or in these YouTube streets or in the Facebook streets. See you aunties, internet grannies. We love all y'all. I'm going to get out of here. Y'all have a beautiful day. Thank y'all for having a lunchtime talk with your boy. Thanks for having a seat at the lunch table with me. We out. Peace.